right, whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
Where did you grow up?
I didn't.
No, you have to answer the questions.
I grew up in the northwest of England, and then I moved to the south of England when I was about 11, and I grew up south of London for the next 15 years.
Favorite movie?
Lion King.
Wow.
The original with the soundtrack by Elton John. The music.
Speaking of music, favorite song?
I think right now it's probably Coming Home, which is Mark Knopfler, and he's just re-released it to raise funds for teenage cancer.
What motivates you?
I think when I see people excited about what they're doing, and that could be a guest who's had a great experience or a colleague who's loving what they're doing.
Top of the bucket list?
I think to work with the team to just take Rotana to where it deserves to go.
What is the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Make sure you're in the driver's seat, not in the passenger seat. Because if you're in the passenger seat, you go where somebody else takes you. If you're in the driver's seat, you determine it.
You gave me that same advice 15 years ago.
And you didn't listen.
I never listen. Who is your mentor, or do you have one?
I had a wonderful mentor when I was at the Shangri-La in Singapore, a Singaporean Chinese gentleman called Gosu Sia, who did not come from a hotel background and just so enlightening, and the way he got me to see the world from a very different perspective as a hotelier.
Speaking of hotelier, what makes a great hotelier?
Passion is first and foremost, enthusiasm, energy. The most critical piece of all, I think, for any hotelier is attention to detail.
What do you look for in your team members?
I like to be surrounded by people who are open and receptive to change, who are but are enthusiastic, excited.
Speaking of performance, what does success look like to you?
That's what other people say about us, because that is the definition of success. I can think we're the greatest thing since sliced bread, but if the customer doesn't feel that way, the guest doesn't feel that way, then it won't matter. If the colleagues don't feel that way.
Front of house or back of house?
Back of house.
Why?
Because if you go into stewarding or housekeeping and you work with those teams and you look at the passion and the energy and the hard work, you can't walk out of there without thinking you're surrounded by the most magical people on the planet.
Amazing. That was actually my last question.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Is that done? We're done now? All right.
I think I did really well in this interview.